Hey YouTubers, it's Cody again. I'm just doing another update on my tank. As you can see, I have this weird cage in the bottom of my tank covering my clam, and that is because I added a saddle Valentini puffer to my tank because I really like puffer fish, and I've had a leopard Toby puffer before. So I saw him and decided that I would get him and try him out and see how it does. And out of all the stuff in my tank, the only thing that he really picked on was the clam. He never bothered any of my hermit crabs, as you can see. I've had him for about 3 weeks now, and last night I just made the cage for the clam. I spent probably about 3 weeks trying to decide what I could do to protect the clam the best, and I started out just by putting toothpicks up in the sand around the clam. That didn't work. He just went around them. Then I tied fishing string from toothpick to toothpick and made like a little net that crossed over it. That didn't work. So I thought, well, I need something. I need like a cage or something like that. So I went to Home Depot, and it's actually just aluminum. I forget what to call it. It's just aluminum wiring that goes on a, like the drains around the outside of your house for, I forget what they're called. What are they called? Yeah, gutter drain guards. And, I just bought 2 of those, and it cost me like $4 in total. And then I manufactured this little cage to go around. And then I cut some extra holes in it so that I can still see the clam pretty well. Other than that, nothing much has really changed. Everything's doing really well. I did make a new frag rack. I went to Home Depot and got some, it's actually the sheet of plastic that they put in those big fluorescent square lights that they have in office buildings, and a sheet of that was only like $10, so I still have a giant sheet of it, and I only used a little bit, but it really holds my frags nicely and keeps them in order, gives them the best light. But other than that, nothing else has really changed. All my corals are doing really well. My anemone's doing really well. I did just change my light bulbs about 3 days ago. This is a metal halide. I replaced it with a Phoenix Hex Arc Blue bulb because I really like the color that gives to everything. And then I replaced the bulbs in this tank. Oh, there's one of my sand sifting snails because I just fed, so he came out of the sand and he's looking for food. I just replaced the bulbs in here and everything's responding really well. These are just compact fluorescents. My hammer coral has grown quite a bit since the last time we made a video, and now I have the old pieces of the leather coral that were left in here from when I removed it and put it in the other tank have started to grow a brand new leather coral. Everything's doing pretty well in here. All the same fish, nothing really new. Oh, there's my sexy shrimp doing his thing. Yep, and that's about it. So if you have any questions, because most people will tell you not to put a puffer in a reef tank. They say that they'll go and eat a bunch of different stuff. It's really a 50-50 chance. I really like the puffer, so I took a chance with it. He's quite interactive, actually, compared to the other fish. Like, if you go and run your hand across the glass, he'll follow it, and you can actually hand feed him his food. But the only coral that he nibbles on is that one occasionally, and he hasn't caused any damage to it that's visible. And the coral hasn't really retracted at all. It stays fully open. So I don't think that's going to be an issue. But the clam was an issue. The clam was totally closed every single day. Today's the first day that it's been open in 2 weeks. So it had quite a bit of a loss of color, but that should come back after a while. But yeah, so if you have a reef tank and you're thinking about getting a puffer, the only thing I would recommend is that you have to watch out for if you have any clams. He'll eat those. Scallops, probably. He doesn't really nibble at my snails. My Melanoris actually attacks them more than he does. And I've heard that they'll also nip at the SPS, but I haven't seen him do any of that, only the Ultrafavia in the center there. If you have any questions, just post them, and I can help you out. Thanks.